Hey guys, I'm Simulator Tech, and today I'll be taking a look at a new contender in the budget 65% pre-built keyboard market, the Yunzii AL66. Inside the box is a set of cards with hotkeys and keyboard functions, a bag with extra different colored accent keycaps, a box with a keycap and switch puller, braided USB cable, and extra switches, and finally the board itself with a plastic dust cover. As you can see, this board is a pretty standard 65% layout with a knob. The case is made completely of CNC'd aluminum, which looks good. The finish is smooth, but the way it feels is hard to describe, almost dry or powdery, which is pretty unique but not necessarily bad. Much like its older brother, the AL71, the case is a two-piece design with plastic RGB diffusers on the sides that look slightly reminiscent of the Mongeek M series boards. The backside of the case is very plain, which I'm a huge fan of. At this price point, you generally don't expect to see any kind of weights or badges, but you do see boards with tacky looking stickers on the back. In this case, it's just a flat surface, which, while boring, is better than the alternative. On the rear edge of the case, there's a USB-C port and two switches that control your OS and connection mode. There's also a slot for the 2.4 GHz dongle. Alright, let's take apart the board and see what's inside. First of all, we have the top case. Not much going on. Next up is the bottom case. Inside are two layers of foam, including a thin sheet of denser foam and a thicker sheet of airy foam with cutouts for the hot swap sockets on the rear of the PCB. In the bottom case itself is a 4600 mAh battery and a daughter board that hosts the rear ports, switches, and dongle holder. It's made completely of aluminum, which gives the board some nice heft. Finally, we have the PCB and plate assembly. Between the PCB and plate is a layer of pour-on plate foam and PET foam pads, which I'm pretty sure function similarly to PE foam. The PCB has south-facing hot swap sockets with per key and underglow RGB, and a crap ton of flex cuts, which leads me to assume that the board won't sound very good without foam. The plate is a bog-standard polycarbonate plate with some silicone sock-style gaskets on the edges. Taking a closer look at the keycaps, we can see that they're thick, dye-sublimated PBT and cherry profile. The printing is really good for dye sub. The legends are very crisp and much better than most other keycaps that come on pre-built boards. The switches are Yunzii's milk linear switches. They're quite smooth and are rather light. I found the bottom out to be surprisingly soft with a sharper top out, which results in an interesting sound profile that feels pretty unique. I think the softer bottom out helps create a deeper sound profile as well. Alright, now that we've seen the inner workings of the board, let's see if it sounds any good. So yeah, it's a foamy sounding board. If you're looking for a board with more versatility in the sound, this board is kind of limited to the foamy sound signature, so you're not going to find it here. However, if you're into a foamier sound signature, I think this board does it very well. The alphas sound crisp and have a nice pop, and the spacebar contrasts them with a deep, subdued bottom out. Overall, I think it sounds pretty darn satisfying, perhaps even creamy, as many including myself would say. In terms of feel, the board is on the softer side, with a little bit of gasket compression and assembly flex. It's nothing crazy, but the typing experience is very comfortable and not harsh at all. So what do I think of the board? That depends. On the Amazon listing, the price is $100, while it's only $85 on discount on Yunzii's website as of filming this video, though normally keyboard companies like Yunzii leave the discount up permanently. I think the board at $85 is pretty insane and is one of, if not the best option for a pre-built 65% keyboard. At $100, it's still pretty good value, but there's a little bit more competition, and I'd start leaning towards building something like a Sugar 65 since you have more control over your switches and keycaps. Also, boards like the Neo 65 and 70 give you much higher quality for just a little bit more. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching, and thank you Yunzii for sending out the board. See you guys later. Bye!